That's fine. Oh, that's bad.
Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel, We're the Movie Couple. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And we're here to talk about Ready Player One. Before we do, we just want to say thank you to Stardust for inviting us to a private screening, and thank you for RealD 3D for hosting the event. Now let's talk about Ready Player One. Ready Player One is directed by Steven Spielberg and stars Ty Sheridan, Olivia Cook, Ben Mendelson, Simon Pegg, and Mark Rylance. When James Holliday, the creator of Oasis, dies, he released a video where he challenges all Oasis users to find his Easter egg. The one who finds the Easter egg will receive the fortune and ownership of the Oasis. So this movie is directed by Steven Spielberg. It is a screen adaptation to the book Ready Player One, written by Ernest Cline. You and I have both read the book. We absolutely loved it. We actually listened to it on Audible because of our long commutes. But we absolutely loved it. I actually listened to it twice because I listened to it first time, and then when he listened to it the second time around, I would make him wait until I was in the car with him.
So we'd kind of listen to it again together.
To it together.
And the book is phenomenal. I love the storyline. I love the characters. I love the way Will Wheaton read the book. And it's a lot of fun. And it's just a great sci-fi, futuristic, hey, this kind of thing could happen in the near future.
Now, when we saw the trailer, the first one we were pretty excited for, and then as more and more marketing material came out, I think you and I started to get a little weary of what it was going to be, especially after those posters came out. I don't think you saw those, like the parody to 90s, 80s pop culture type of thing.
Oh,
yeah, see, you didn't see those.
I didn't even see those.
Those weren't so great because they didn't really go in line with like what they were trying to do, and I was like, is this going to be a mess? Like, it's not easy to adapt a book to screen. Like, there's been successful ones. Lord of the Rings is an example. But it's not easy. So we were hoping that Steven Spielberg was up to task, and I think it's safe to say that he was successful. So just right off the bat, should you go and see this movie? If you haven't read the book, are you going to be lost? The answer is no. You're going to be completely fine. Go see the movie, read the book afterwards. For the readers of the book who love the book and you're worried about them not doing a good job or they're not really following the book, I will say this. You don't have to worry about it. It's in good hands. But it is not like the book. They kept the core of the book with the Easter egg hunts and the 3 challenges, Parzival and Artemis.
A lot of the character development.
Daito. Who is that? Daito. Sho, it's supposed to be Shoto, I think, in the book, but they called him Sho. It's not that big of a deal. So I was actually pleasantly surprised to see how much they changed, but how much I was okay with it at the same time. Yeah,
they really kept the heart and soul of the book encased in this brand new story. And I think that's something that really helped me, but also kind of really held me back in how much I liked this movie. Because since I kind of had the feeling, and I've been told by a couple people that they're like, no. They're taking the story, but they're kind of going off in a different direction. It is written by the same guy who wrote the book, the screenplay is, and he knew that you couldn't fit the whole book into a movie. So he rearranged it, told the story a little bit differently, and this is going to be a new iteration that even if you read the book, still kind of kept you on your toes because you didn't really know exactly how things were going to play out. And I think they achieved that insanely well in this book, in the movie. And it's really fun to watch. There's so much pop culture.
So much pop culture, and so you realize that we're looking at 2 worlds. So there's the real world where you see Ty Sheridan and Olivia Cook, and then you see them in the virtual reality world of Oasis where they are their avatars. So you have real live actors in a couple of scenes, and then you have basically this CGI scene when they're in the Oasis, because it's really hard to not do the Oasis without CGI, and it's like the best video game cutscene cinematography
you've
ever seen, and it's so good.
Imagine like the very best Final Fantasy cutscene that you can imagine, because Final Fantasy, or like what is it called? The Star Wars Old Republic cutscenes. All of those. So it's where you kind of really forget that you're watching something that is 100% animation. And you just get invested in these characters and you have fun. I like the banter back and forth with these completely CGI characters. So I really think they achieved what the heart and soul was of the book.
Now we're going to talk about, since we just talked about how much we really liked you know, the worlds, the real world versus the world voices, and how great it looks, the action, the pop culture, all of it is there. And this is the type of movie you have to see multiple times to really catch all of the Easter eggs, a little fun there, because there's so much of it, and you're like, was it that funny?
No. It was a little cheesy. So I was kind of like, at first I was kind of like, huh, that's fun. Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, whatever.
But it was cute.
So, let's talk about some of the things we didn't like about the movie. For me specifically, it was actually the Sixers, the IOI. In the book, you are introduced to Nolan Sorrento, who is basically your overall baddie for the book. And in the book, he is merciless. Mm-hmm. He is just a vile character. He has the power and he knows it, and he wasn't afraid to use it. And he would do, the IOI in itself would do whatever they wanted to get the keys and to get to the egg. Now, in the movie, I really feel like they downplayed how brutal the Sixers can be. And I was really disappointed. Specifically, I was really looking forward to Ben Mendelson playing Sorrento. He is like your go-to actor. He's one of the go-to actors to play the bad guy, you know? Like, we saw him in Star Wars Rogue One as the bad guy, and you're like, yes! And you saw him, if you saw Bloodline, the Netflix or the TV show, he played Danny, and you're like, damn, he is so good at being bad. And in this one, I don't know if they, like, purposely
he's
downplayed
kind of
him.
Playing a cliche version of a corporate scumbag.
But, like, not as smart as you think. And Sorrento was supposed to be smart. So they really downplayed it, and the book, I mean, I guess because there's no specific, like, rating for the book, like, it's a young adult, and they got a little brutal in the book. Yeah. And for this one, PG-13, I guess, not as brutal as I thought it was going to be. They could have gone there. They could have pushed it a little bit, like I think they've done in other PG-13 movies, and they didn't go there.
And I think a part of that does come because we read the book. So we had higher expectations for certain characters, certain scenes, and that's the same kind of problem that I had. There were certain moments, certain lines, certain little dialogue back and forth that I wanted to hear and I wanted to see. Mm-hmm. However, since they had to do a complete adaptation of the book and really change a lot of stuff around, I missed some of those parts that I really wanted to see. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you specifically which ones, but the way that they handled some characters, I was like, I really kind of wanted to see it done like this.
Yeah, I get that
if you hadn't read the book, you're not going to know any of that. Right. And that's my only qualm. My only problem with this movie is the fact that it didn't have some of the scenes that I wanted to see in it, and that kind of made me bum and kind of pulled me down. But if you don't know what those are, you're going to love this movie. I think if you haven't read the book, this is going to be an incredible movie for you to watch.
So, sorry, go ahead.
Continue. And if you have read the book, it's going to be an awesome movie.
Yeah, I think so too. And with that said, let's go ahead and give our rating. Dustin?
Oh, mine's a catch it opening night. This was a fun movie to see with a crowd too, because there's so many moments where you're like, oh my gosh, and so many geek out moments, kind of like what a lot of the Marvel movie had.
Yeah, you do get a lot. I'm not saying this is like a comic book. We're not making that comparison. We're talking about the energy throughout the film and the energy of the audience, because there's a lot of twists and turns, and they kind of did that for those of us who know the book and know what's going to happen. They add a little bit of twists and turns in there where you're like, I see what you did there. Mm-hmm. That's nice. So we're also pleasantly surprised in various scenes. My rating for this movie is also catch it opening night. It is so good, you guys. I was contemplating on whether or not I wanted to say this in the video, because once I say it out there, it's out there forever if it makes it past the final edit. But I'll say it because I really, really like this movie. I really like Spielberg as a director. No, I haven't been a fan of some of his more recent work, like the BFG, The Bridge of Spies. I guess that's the only two I can name. So that's not really putting a dent in anything, because Spielberg is very recognizable for his phenomenal work. And I was worried, and then I saw the movie, and all my worries disappeared and went away, and I hope all of you go and see this movie. What I felt as the credits rolled was just overcome with emotion to the point where I think I wanted to cry. And I didn't feel like this after I saw The Force Awakens or The Last Jedi. And that's saying a lot, because I really like this film. I felt like that a little bit after Rogue One.
Yeah, true.
And that's the kind of same feeling I got. And I think when a movie can do that to someone who's watching it, it has served its purpose. It is so good. I can't wait to go back to theater and to watch it. And just to add to it, you and I saw it at the RealD 3D for the Stardust screening.
Oh, the 3Ds.
We don't usually like 3D movies.
Mm-mm.
And when they handed me the glasses, I was like, oh, that's right. Because we were at the 3D headquarters. This movie looks great in 3D. Like,
it's really cool.
And I think a lot of it is because it was CGI.
Yeah.
So it's more 3D friendly in that sense. And I mean, when it works, it works. Like, I can't complain about it, you know? It's phenomenal. So I hope you guys go and check out this movie. I hope you see it in Prime or IMAX or 3D if you can catch it. Let us know in the comment section below what you thought of the movie. If you've read the book, do you think the screen adaptation did it justice? Let us know also what you thought of Sorrento. This is for you readers out there that already know Sorrento. I want to hear what you thought and how you compare. But just be careful putting too much spoiler in the comment section. Speaking of spoiler, we like this movie so much, we're going to do a spoiler review as a Patreon exclusive. So go ahead and check out our Patreon link down there. And that will be out, well, after the movie is out. We're not going to put it up before the movie is out.
Yeah, true.
So once again, thank you to Stardust. Thank you to RealD 3D. And we will see you in the next video.